Real talk.
Can you hear me? If you can hear me, welcome to Dead Talk Podcast.
Uncensored vibes, we bout to get it in. Unleash the beast, cause we bout to go in. Music, sports, wrestling, yeah, we talk about everything. Turn up with the crew, cause you know we bout to sing. This is the Dead Talks Podcast. Dead Talks
Podcast.
Dead Talks
Podcast.
Dead Talks. This is the Dead Talks
Podcast.
Dead Talks.
Podcast.
You are now listening to the one and only Dead Talks Podcast. You know, if you think about a lot of trilogies that has gone on within the MCU, you think about a lot of trilogies like, of course, the Captain Americans, the Iron Mans, the Spider-Mans, the Ant-Mans, the Thors. All of them been good. Especially Spider-Man No Way Home. We all know that's like one of my favorite movies. Bringing back not Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man in the movie for the first time in a long time. You know what I'm saying? I was excited for that. But none of them, and I repeat, none of them topped what I just saw today. Now, as you guys already know, this is pre-recorded. I forgot to let you guys know. This is currently pre-recorded for Sunday. So you guys are listening to this on a Sunday. But right now, where I'm recording at is currently Thursday when I'm recording this. I just got back from the movie theater. Okay? I just got back from the movie theater. And when I tell you my eyes are red from crying in this movie, I am not exaggerating. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not being dramatic. I was literally in tears as I watched this movie. Because we know that this is the final time we're going to be seeing all of the OGs of Guardians of the Galaxy. Unfortunately. But the way they did this movie, the way that James Gunn directed this movie, the way he wrote this story, the way he ended the story was simply amazing. I'm definitely giving this an A+, hands down. First of all, this is not only, if James Gunn was going to end his reign of being a part of the MCU, he was going to make sure that he was going to end it off with a bang. End up with a bang. Ended with something that we all going to remember by. As he's going to, like, eventually, obviously going over to DC, the DC universe right now to fix whatever they got going on over there. But the way that he ended this story was truly fantastic. And we're going to go over everything within the movie itself. We're going to go over what is the future of Guardians of the Galaxy and where is this going to lead into later on within the Phase 6 or Phase 7 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But before we get started, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Dead Talks Podcast, coming at you live right now, as of course, as pre-recorded for Sunday. Today is currently Sunday, May the 7th. May the 7th right now. So, hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday as much as I am. Right now, I'm going to let you guys know up front. I'm currently working on a schedule for my podcast episodes. So, I'm trying to do something like a Tuesday, Thursday, and a Sunday. Because the reason why I picked Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday is because from Monday, Wednesdays, Friday, and Saturday, I'm going to be working. I'm working at my job right now. So, I'm trying to make sure I get the schedule in and trying to make sure that I'll get everything good and up and running for my episodes. But as I'm going through all of this, I can't help but just really, really be excited for what's yet to come within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This movie was the darkest MCU movie I've ever seen in a long time. Like in a long time. And I ain't gonna lie to you. The MCU hasn't gotten that dark since probably somewhere in between the Winter Soldier or Civil War with Captain America and whatnot. One of those two movies. But this one just took the cake. And I don't even like doing rankings, but if I have to rank which one has been good, I'm gonna start off from last to the top. The least one is the Thor trilogy. Okay, we're gonna have to get Thor trilogy in last place. I love Thor, don't get it wrong, and I love his movies, but as right now his movies is going over last place. The second place runner up is the Ant-Man trilogy. I love Ant-Man, of course. The Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania was pretty good. And I'm just putting that movie over Thor trilogy, because if you can sit there, if you put Ant-Man the Wasp, Quantumania, and Thor Love and Thunder as part of those two movies, and you will sit down and you have a whole bunch of people sit down and choose which one, 50% of them is going to pick Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, while the other 50% is Thor Love and Thunder. Meanwhile, I'm in the middle. I love both. If you gonna call me a fanboy all you want to, I don't give a damn, but it's just me in my opinion. After Thor and after Ant-Man trilogy, you gotta give the third place, not third place, you gotta give the third spot to Iron Man. The first Iron Man was great. Not a lot of people was liking Iron Man 2, but a lot of people like Iron Man 3. I liked all three of them. Now, if I had to choose which one was good, I'm going to have to say Iron Man 3. That's just me. I like Iron Man 3 better than 2, to me. Then the next one is definitely Captain America's trilogy. Now, I know a lot of people is like surprised as to why I'm choosing that over, of course, the Captain America. Oh, no. I'm all over the place, okay? I've chose Captain America's trilogy over Iron Man's trilogy simply because his trilogies from the first to his third was absolutely fantastic. From the first Avenger to the Winter Soldier to Civil War, all three of them has been great. No complaints whatsoever. Love Steve Rogers. I hope to God that Chris Evans comes back as Steve Rogers at least one more time. Even though he prefers to go back to as the Human Torch, which is understandable because he hasn't been the Human Torch in so long. So I can't wait for him to become the Human Torch, but at least become Captain America one more time. So I love the trilogy on that. Then you got the Spider-Man trilogy, which has been great. The Spider-Man trilogy has been fantastic. I can't wait to see the next trilogy they got for Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. The Homecoming, the Far From Home, and No Way Home. All three of them have been fantastic, spectacular. I love all of them. But Guardians of the Galaxy, man, whew, I'm gonna have to put them as number one. I have to put them as number one because we just sit here and just really just witnessed a fantastic movie. Everybody that is within this movie has gotten their shine. Cosmo the dog got his shine. Groot got his shine. Nebula got her shine. Gamora damn sure got her. Bro, shout out to Zoe Saldana. I'm messing up her last name. Zoe Saldana. If I'm saying it right, then please let me know. If not, then I apologize. Big shout out to her, man. She has been in so many box office movies that it makes no freaking sense. She was in Avatar. She's in Guardians of the Galaxy. She's in the Avengers. She's doing box office money. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud to see a beautiful black woman become a part of a box office hit. And I just can't wait to see her do more projects. If she comes back as Gamora, I am instantly excited. I'm instantly excited. I would love to see what she does in her future projects, but I honestly would love to see her as Gamora more often. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's just me. Drax did a great job. Mantis did a great job. Peter Quill did a great job. But out of everybody, hey, Krogan, he did a great job. But out of everybody that's within this roster, Rocket Raccoon has hands down gotten the best shine ever. The best shine ever. Man, when I tell you this movie had me in tears when they was telling me about this story. And let me just say this. The MCU has gotten over a lot of villains that some are hated, some are good, some are like, okay, they're not really much of a worthy villain. You know what I mean? You have one of those in the MCU. I love Thanos. Thanos was a fantastic villain. He was honestly the most hated villain because he dusted a lot of people during the Infinity Saga. But no matter what Thanos did, no matter what Kang the Conqueror might do in the future, none of them had my hatred more than the High Evolutionary. The High Revolutionary was, in my book, the most hated villain in my eyes. I could not stand this villain. I hated this villain. Like, I really, really hated this villain so much because he was desperate. He wanted Rocket Raccoon back so badly that he was willing to go through drastic measures to make sure that he get what he gets. That was, like, don't get me wrong. I love the actor. The actor who played the High Revolutionary, he did a great job. But the character, I hate him. And I'm so glad that he died. I was so glad when he passed away. When he got killed by everybody in the galaxy, especially for Gamora, peeling off his face. Oh my God, it was so good. Oh, I loved every minute of it. I'm letting you guys know right now. I'm going to keep on talking about it for a little while. This is going to be the spoiler review. So if you guys haven't seen it, I highly suggest you go ahead and watch it. And do not listen to this podcast if you haven't listened to it. Do not listen to this episode if you have not listened to it. If you have not seen the movie. But this movie was so awesome. Like, Rocket Raccoon's story made me emotional so much that I ain't gonna lie, I really thought that he was gonna die off this movie. I really thought he was going to die off this movie. I thought he was gonna die off this movie. I thought Mantis was gonna die off this movie. I thought Drax was gonna die off this movie. I thought Peter Quill was gonna die off this movie. But apparently not. Nobody in the galaxy has passed away. Nobody in the galaxy got killed or nothing. None of them. Not even Gamora. And Gamora was, whew, man, if you watch Guardians 1 and 2 and saw how sweet and cool Gamora was, she is a savage ass in Volume 3. Because we all know, if you're an MCU fan, you would know that Thanos killed the old Gamora to get the Soul Stone. But this Gamora is from the past. This Gamora is from the past before she even turned on Thanos, before she turned on anybody within the galaxy. So Peter Quill was trying his best to make sure the old Gamora comes out at some point and falls in love with him, but it didn't work. Which I'm glad though. I ain't gonna lie. Because it would be weird if they was actually all immediately connected without in the middle or the end of the movie. Like, it really didn't make sense. So I'm glad they didn't go out. I'm glad they didn't go that route. You know what I mean? So the movie was great. This movie is awesome. But we gotta fast forward to the end. There was two post-credit scenes within this movie. The first credit scene show Krogan or Kragan, whatever the two. I'm just gonna call him Kragan. So there's Kragan, Groot, also known as King Groot now. He grew up tall too. This man is huge. So it's Kragan, Groot, Rocket, Cosmo the dog, Adam Warlock, and one of the kids that was locked up. I forgot what is the name. I forgot the kid's name. But the group is basically called the Annihilators. And I don't know if that's going to be their permanent name, or they're probably just going to move it to Guardians of the Universe or something like that. Maybe. I don't know. But let's get back. Let me reverse back to what I just said about Adam Warlock. You know, not a lot of people was really liking Adam Warlock simply because he was barely shown. He was barely important in the movie, which I get it. I understand. Because not a lot of people really like the fact that, oh, he'll do this scene and after that he'll disappear. I understand. I get it. But at the same time, I'm just glad he's in the movie. I'm glad that he is at some point got a role within this movie. So Adam Warlock is in this movie, and there were a couple of times where I'm like, oh snap, Adam Warlock, he's right there. Because he was he was kind of forgettable in some scenes. Like, he'll be there, but he was like, oh, okay, cool. He comes back and oh, okay, he's back, he's cool. So, now he's a part of the galaxy. He's now part of the galaxy, so this is probably going to be their team later on down the line. You know, with Kragan, with Groot, with Rocket, the Cosmo, the kid that they released from the prison cell in the movie. And now, you know, Adam Warlock has joined the team. And I was so happy when he joined the team, man. Because there was a couple of parts of this movie where he was just a tad bit hilarious. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna sugarcoat. I ain't gonna front with you. Like, it was really, really cool to see him in the movie. But we're gonna, before I continue on with the second post-credit scene, I want to tell you what happened in the ending. So, nobody died, but Drax and Nebula was basically going to become the leaders of Nowhere. Drax was going to, basically be the father to the kids that they released from prison, while Nebula would be the leader of Nowhere. Mantis is going off of her own journey. She's going off of her own journey, going to do her own thing. You know, because she even said it in the movie that all her life she was doing what Eagle was telling her to do. She was doing what the Guardians was telling her to do. Now it's time for her to do what she wants to do, which I understand. Trust me, I'm going to miss her. I'm going to miss her. I'm going to miss her so much because she was hilarious in this movie. Her and Drax. I'm surprised they didn't do a spin-off TV show with her and Drax. If her and Drax ever do a TV show together, I promise you, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be probably 2 seasons or so, or probably a little mini series, if that ever did happen. Then Gamora, she went on and stayed with the Ravengers. Peter Quill head back to Earth to visit his grandfather, who he hasn't seen since he was a kid, which I thought it was cute. And Rocket was upset. He was disappointed, and he was basically like, wait, so everybody's leaving? Like, why is everybody leaving? Who's going to lead the team? And everybody just looked at him and said, well, you are going to lead the team. And I ain't going to lie to y'all. When I heard that, when I seen that, the look on his face, I cried. Tears was coming out of my eye. I was crying. Because this is the last time we will see all of these cast members together. And I remember before the movie even came out that every cast member that read the script, everybody was crying. Everybody was crying and was getting emotional. Which I understand completely. Because it's like, we've been knowing these characters for so long. We knew who Nebula was. We knew who Drax was. We knew who Mantis was. We knew who Peter was. We knew who Groot was. What Rocket was. Craig and Cosmo and all these other characters that was in this movie. And the fact that the OGs are really some of the OGs from the team is going to leave and do their own thing and bring in adding in some new people to the group, it's emotional. It really is. I cried on the ending of the movie. I cried immediately because it was like, wow, we really saying goodbye to this team, or so we thought with Star-Lord. Because as we fast forward into the second post-credit scene, come to find out, Star-Lord is talking to the grandfather, and he pulled up the newspaper and basically gave us a little, little bit of a cool little cameo of what happened with the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which, by the way, y'all need to go see on Disney Plus. That was really cool. And then next thing you know, it flashed on the screen with a big old white screen in black fonts saying, "The legendary Star-Lord will return." Now, I don't know if they're talking about Chris Pratt's Star-Lord, or we talking, are we talking a variant of Star-Lord? Because either way, I will be really, really excited to see. But it's also kind of like, okay, so like what's going to happen later on down the line in the future? Are we getting like a different movie for the Guardians of the Universe, or are we going to get a Star-Lord solo project? I mean, we don't know, because Chris Pratt said that he will be happy to come back. So if he's happy to come back, then hey, I would instantly watch it, because I think he will be great becoming, like, at least at some point having his own solo project. So I just can't wait to see it. I want to thank everybody that was in this movie. I want to thank James Gunn. I want to thank Dave Bautista for his final role as Drax. I want to thank Zoe Saldana for her role as Gamora. She did a fantastic job. I want to thank Chris Pratt. Everybody that was in this team. I love these guys so much. This was an awesome trilogy. I don't know if I'm really going to go back and watch it again, because I already just got done crying in the theater. But if it happens, it happens. And I can't wait to see what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to happen. What are they going to do later on down the line of the movies. I really can't wait. Especially with Secret Wars coming up and everything. So, oh man. Oh my God. My eyes was red and everything when I was in that theater. Crying. I was crying like a little bia. But man, I just want to say thank y'all, man. That's going to be the end of this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, man. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This was one of my favorite episodes to do. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this podcast a big fat thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on Spotify right now at Des Talks. I will be doing my official schedule for my podcast Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. Stay tuned for that for next week. And I got some more episodes for you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is your boy Desi D, and this is Des Talks Podcast. Peace out.